What's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video I was talking about doing. I had found an Inculcator site. I'm going to do a little bit of exploring about it. It's not going to be as in-depth as I was hoping to, but I am going to like warp in and warp out. I'll be cutting in and out that way for OPSEC reasons. So don't freak out if you see it just like cut. You didn't miss anything. It's just me warping in and out of the site. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and warp to it, and we can go ahead and get started that way. Alright, so I'm warping in at 50 just to be able to look at this. Uh, okay. Nothing was here, and all of a sudden, a cache and two things formed. I'm going to sit here and watch it start building a little bit, see what happens. So this must be a brand new site. It hasn't built up or anything. So the cache up here is what's going to have our crystals from previous videos. Talking about like for the medium cutting laser. That cache right there is going to have those if it does have any loot in it. Sometimes they're bugged out and there's no loot inside of it. Generally when you loot these, they disappear. But sometimes you'll go up, someone looted it, and for whatever reason the caches didn't disappear, and the loot's already gone. Now, these two guys right here are kind of like, if you get too close, they will shoot at you. Hence why I warped to 50, because I just kind of wanted to watch a little bit. But it doesn't look like they started building just yet, which is weird. They weren't here when I first warped in; they just appeared out of nowhere. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes. I might fast forward a little bit, but it looks like he's doing something. I'm guessing he's putting in the foundation for it to start building. I might have to do another video when I experiment with this, dropping off materials to see if that actually does anything. But that'd be kind of cool if I could like feed these guys to build up their site. I'm gonna get a few minutes and I'm gonna warp out. Alright, so I warped out, I warped back in, and let's see what we see. Okay. Looks much like the same, but we'll see what happens. We'll give it a couple more minutes and see what happens. Now I'll have to do a more in-depth video later on. This is just kind of like an introductory of the site. It's supposed to be a dynamic site that grows as long as you leave it alone. But I'm hoping that me coming in, coming out will actually, kickstart their building. Because sometimes when you warp in here, warp out, you can see the structure actually building. But this looks like it's a brand new site, and I don't wanna loot the cache just yet. But at the end of the video, I probably will. Alright, I'm actually gonna go into their thing to see if that kickstart their building, and then I'm gonna warp out and warp back in at 50 and see what that does. I'm actually going to drop off some material while I'm here to see if that helps. We'll see. Oh, they're shooting me. I ain't worried about them. They can't hurt me. Ooh, okay. Piss them off a little bit. See what happens. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and warp off. Alright, I'm warping back in after dropping off some materials and checking out the cache. Let's see what we can see when we land. Alright, so it doesn't look like much has happened just yet. The cargo container is still there. I'll give it a couple minutes. Okay, they're shooting me immediately. Alright, so I actually waited like 30 to 40 minutes before warping back in. I was trying to see if it's a time thing. And the cache is still there. So the cargo container is still there, the cache is still there. Those guys haven't started building yet. So I don't know if 30 minutes is enough time, but I figured I'd give it some time. I had to do some stuff around the house anyway. But I'm hoping to see them start building. I at least want to get that in this video, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I might give it one more warp in, one more warp out. Maybe some more time to see if that's the issue. But I'd like to show this side off, because right now it just looks like a bunch of orange stuff around. But this thing actually starts to look pretty cool as it gets built. Yeah, I don't know how much time needs to pass for these guys to start building, though. That's unfortunate. I've seen some of these sites have 4 caches already, and the structure's already built up. Pretty nice, but I don't understand how long it takes for these guys to do so. Alright, so I warped off, and I gave it about another 30 to 35 minutes to see what would happen. The can should be gone by now. I think it's been over an hour since I dropped it. Well, the can's still there, so it might have been less than an hour, but per my timers on my phone it was about an hour. So either the can is there a little bit longer, but we'll see what happens here. They're targeting me. I don't know why this site could be bugged. They're not building it whatsoever. It might just be a little bit longer time. I'm not too sure that's needed. But I'll try and get some better footage later on. But this is just going to be an introductory video on this Inculcator Foundation site. Alright, with that, I'm going to end today's video. This is going to be part 1 of the series. I'm going to do a lot more exploring on this Inculcator Foundation site. I don't know if I had got a bugged one or whatever, but normally I would warp in and I see it start to slowly progress. This one wasn't here when I warped in and it finally showed up again. So we'll see what happens from there. If you have any ideas for what I could try and do to see if I can get the site to evolve, leave them in the comments and I'll try and take care of them and actually do them in a video. It's going to be a multi-part video series I plan on doing about this site up until the end of the wipe. So it could be another, I don't know, 3 videos. It could be another 4 videos. It could go up to 20. I don't know exactly yet. It depends on how many sites I can find, and it also depends on what kind of good footage I get. I don't just want to keep it boring, but I want to show how awesome these sites really are. Without further delay, until next time, YouTube.